everyone. In this session, I am going to talk about proteins. So, before going to talk about proteins, we need to know something about biomolecules. What are biomolecules? Which type of molecules comes under that biomolecules? What is the role of that biomolecules? As you know that in previous class, we already discussed about the classification of carbohydrates. What are carbohydrates and functions of carbohydrates, right? Properties of carbohydrates, right? So in this session we are going to talk about proteins. In upcoming classes we are going to talk about uh, lipids and nucleic acids. So what are these? Why? What is the necessity for the study of these molecules? So in biochemistry we call these molecules proteins, nucleic acids and lipids, and carbohydrates are the macromolecules which comes under biomolecules, right? So biomolecules are biological molecules which are essential, majorly which are essential for the biological process such as cell division, morphogenesis and development of the cell or organism. So the absence of this any one of the biomolecule, the evolution of organism is impossible. So if you know the, that's why we are going to study about these structural characteristics and properties and classification of biomolecules. Okay, in that biomolecules, proteins also one of the major component or major compound. We need to know the structures, functions and classification of that proteins. So in this session I am going to talk about proteins. So what are proteins? First of all, proteins are the most abundant organic molecules of the living system. They occur each and every part of the cell system or living system. If you talk about cell or if you talk about living system, if you talk about cell, the cell wall of the membrane which contain proteins in the form of integral membrane proteins. If you take the nucleus part, that nucleus parts also have the proteins in the form of histone molecules. As you know that histones are associated with DNA. If you take the cytoplasm of the cell, that cytoplasm of the cell containing thousands of proteins in the form of hormones and enzymes. Fine. And the 50% of cellular dry weight of the cell which is majorly composed by the proteins. The living organisms containing hundreds of thousands of different proteins. These all proteins containing the moiety, elemental moiety of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen, and may also containing sulfur moiety. Then the term protein, which is originated from Greek word that is proteos, which means which holds the first place. So proteins are the group of organic compounds. In that group of organic compounds, proteins are the utmost important to life instead of carbohydrates, lipids and nucleic acids. The next one is the definition of proteins. Proteins are the polymers of amino acids, and or amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. So as many as 300 amino acids are occur in nature. Of these, 20 known amino acids, standard amino acids, are repetitively found in the structure of proteins. These are isolated from different forms of life. Example, plants, animals and microbials. Which means in amino acids can be classified mainly into two types, two groups, that is standard amino acids and non-standard amino acids. Based on their availability of amino acids in proteins, amino acids can be classified into two types, that is standard amino acids and non-standard amino acids. As I told previously, that is these 20 amino acids are repetitively found in structures of proteins in each and every form of life. If you take the proteins from microbes or plants, that proteins are completely made up of by these 20 amino acids. Hence, these 20 amino acids are called as standard amino acids. Remaining amino acids are called as non-standard amino acids. Next one is amino. What are amino acids? What is the composition of that amino acids? Amino acids are a group of organic compounds which containing two functional groups, that is amino group and carboxyl group. This NH2 acts as a basic and carboxylic acid or carboxyl group acts as a acidic in nature. This is the general formula of amino acids: NH2, C alpha, COH, H and R. These are the functional groups. R varies in each and every amino acids. The composition of R is varies for the each and every amino acids. But the amino acids which are available in biological system in the form of ionic state. This is the ionic state or exist as a ion in biological system, NH3 plus or COO minus. So next one is classification of amino acids. Amino acids can be classified into different groups or different types based on their structure and based on their chemical nature and based on their nutritional requirement. So based on their polarity of amino acids amino acids can be classified into four types. First one is amino acids with non-polar R groups and amino acids with polar R group, amino acids with positively charged R group and amino acids with negatively charged R groups. So let us talk about first one, amino acids with non-polar R group. So such type of in this case of amino acids, the R group which is rich in hydrocarbons. See here CH3. In alanine, CH3 is the composition of R group. So these hydrocarbons are hydrophobic in nature, right? Hence such type of amino acids are grouped as non-polar R groups. Once again I am going to talk about non-polar R groups. In this type of amino acids, the R groups are rich in hydrocarbons. When the R groups are rich in hydrocarbons, they exhibit hydrophobicity, which means hydrophobic in nature, that amino acids, right? So when these amino acids are present inside the proteins, these amino acids will found inside the interior part of that protein because of these are hydrophobic in nature. You take the example of amino acid. This is the outer surface of the protein. This is the interior part of the protein. So non-polar R group amino acids which are majorly found at the interior part of the protein because of these are non-polar R groups. They containing non-polar R groups. Okay. Next one is amino acids with uncharged polar R group. Uncharged polar R groups. In this category, amino acids which containing polar groups at the side chain of R group. Here in serine, OH is the polar group which is presented at the R group of the amino acid. Here threonine also which contain OH group at the R group. Hence these OH groups can easily forms the bond with water. Hence these amino acids are called as polar R group amino acids. Once again, these OH groups which can easily forms the hydrogen bonds between water molecules, whatever which present in the biological system. Hence this such type of amino acids are called as uncharged polar R groups. So these uncharged polar R groups are also called as hydrophilic amino acids. So these amino acids are majorly available or majorly found at the outer surface of the protein, because they can easily bonds with the water molecules, hence they are protrudes outer surface of the protein. Examples of amino acids with uncharged polar R group are serine, threonine, tyrosine. Third one is amino acid with positively charged polar R group. So in such type of amino acids, the R group which is rich in positively charged atoms. Example, lysine, arginine and histidine. See here in this lysine, the NH3 group is present, which shows the positive moiety in this R group. So this amino group in this amino acid accept a proton at physiological condition, and hence R chain carry a positive charge. The last one is amino acids with negatively charged polar R group. So in this example are aspartic acid and glutamic acid. In this R group, the COO acts as a negatively charged molecule. So in this total molecule, the total amino acid execute like a negatively charged polar R group. Okay. So in this type of amino acids, two decarboxylic acids are available, hence they can exhibit a negatively charged groups, and at physiological pH the additional carboxylic group is ionized and hence they carry a negative charge, and it play an important role in the formation of protein structure at the surface of the molecules. And these both the 3 and 4th amino acids are type of amino acids are strongly hydrophilic in nature, and they can easily soluble in water. The most of the amino acids of 3rd group and 4th type, they are majorly found at the surface of the molecule of protein, hence they can easily soluble in water. This is all about the classification of amino acid. Once again, there are 4 types of amino acids. There are majorly 4 types of amino acids are classified, that is based on their polarity of R group. First one is based on their amino acids with non-polar R group. Based on their nutritional requirement, amino acids further classified into 2 types. First one is essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids. What are essential amino acids? Essential amino acids, the name itself suggests that amino acids are essential, they are required for our body, right? So essential amino acids are the ones that cannot be synthesized by the body, because they need for the growth and maintenance of the organism. These amino acids are need for the growth and maintenance of the body, but they cannot be synthesized. At that time, what can we do? We need to supply that type of amino acid through diet, right? So these amino acids are required for the proper growth and maintenance of the individual one, hence we should be supplied through diet. Such type of amino acids are called as essential amino acid. Once again, essential amino acids cannot be synthesized by the body to meet the growth and maintenance of organism, hence we need to supply that amino acids through diet, because of they are required for the proper growth and maintenance of the individual organism. And next one is non-essential amino acids. So non-essential means the requirement of that amino acids is not available. The requirement is not. Based on their nutritional requirement, amino acids further classified into 2 types. First one is essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids. What are essential amino acids? Essential amino acids, the name itself suggests that amino acids are essential, they are required for our body, right? So essential amino acids are the ones that cannot be synthesized by the body because they need for the growth and maintenance of the organism. These amino acids are need for the growth and maintenance of the body, but they cannot be synthesized. At that time, what can we do? We need to supply that type of amino acid through diet, right? So these amino acids are required for the proper growth and maintenance of the individual one. Hence, we should be supplied through diet. Such type of amino acids are called as essential amino acid. Once again, essential amino acids cannot be synthesized by the body to meet the growth and maintenance of organism. Hence, we need to supply that amino acids through diet because of they are required for the proper growth and maintenance of the individual organism.